welcome to our live chat. I'm Heather. I'm Director of Education or Product Knowledge or Airbrush, I don't know, of Luminess. And so we are here each and every day for you so you learn more and more about Luminess and what we have to offer. So today is Friday and it is our Flub Up Friday. And so I'm going to put my headband on today to get this out of my face. And so, yeah, I try to make it different for you guys each and every day. And we've been doing looks this week. Hello, Karen. And so we're going to continue that, but we're going to do that at the 2 o'clock. So I'm going to do looks for 2000 and we'll start the look and complete the look at 2. And we'll talk about the different trends in 2000 and what we can do. Hey, Linda, how are ya? Hey, Cindy. Robin, how are you? So we're gonna flub up. So browser on. I'm gonna just keep with that. I'm trying to think. I want to flub up on the eyes. Hello from Peru. Hello, Mari. Hey, Sonia. All right. Hey, Nay. Okay, so we are going to get started. The one thing that I want to talk about, and I'll use these two here, because we did talk about the peach and the peach and the green color corrector, and I know that was a kit, and so a lot of you may have both of these, and so I want to go over how to use them. And again, guys, if you're new to this one, this is our Flub Up Friday, which means I'm going to mess up. And so I'm going to do things in a way to show you how not to do it. I do already have my eyebrows done. I do have on Boost It and my foundation. So just know that. What do you do when you make your eyeliner way too thick? Angela, you work it. I always say that. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a thin line unless I mess up and it'll be a thick line. That's just what I do. I'm like, oh, okay, I wanted a thick line now. There are ways that you can fix it, but see if a thick line will work. It's easier to make that work, and I'm just being real. It's easier to make that work than to try to fix it, because fixing it, you would probably need to get, especially if you're using our Persuasion or the eyeliners, Temptation, you would have to probably get like a Q-tip, put makeup remover, and then smooth out that line. Well, in turn, that's also going to mess up your eyeshadow. And so just figure out if you can make it work. Like sometimes if you're doing the line and you do like a little, let's do it. If I was doing, that's another reason I do short little strokes. Like you'll see me do boop, 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 because I'm just passing, but let's say I get it up here. Like, can you see how I messed that up? So if that was the case, I'll just do that. Okay? Makes sense? You got to make it work, girl. Just make it work. Let's play. Hello, Elba. Should do one where you oversleep and have Robin, I'm actually going to do that next week. Next week is I have to get ready in 5 seconds. Because I know for a lot, school starts and so kids will be going back to school, and like I'm an older mom and I will have a pre-K, and so there'll be a lot of young moms, and so of course I don't want to look like a hot mess, and so I will have to have my makeup on. So I will be coming to work with makeup on. So next week is going to be how do you do your makeup in like 5 minutes. So I'm going to do, I was thinking of this this morning, different variations of it. I'm probably going to come in with no eyebrows or anything. So we really can start from the beginning and kind of go from there. So like you need to figure out what's important to you, but we'll discuss all of that next week. So make sure you do stay tuned for next week because it will be do your makeup in seconds. Okay. All right. So that's how you fix eyeliner if you mess up on eyeliner. But again, it makes it a lot easier if you're taking the Persuasion eyeliner. If I'm using the Persuasion eyeliner and and my eyes are closed, doing short strokes like that. I find that helps. All right. Now, let's see. This is live yet? Yeah, it's live. Okay, good. Yay. All right, so let's go back to the color correctors. And I want to show you how I'm going to do green and peach on this on each side because we are working on we're flubbing up basically. Now, the one thing I always say is I always tell you guys that you're spraying so light that you shouldn't see it. When I have done makeup and remember when I did shade 14 first, I did that last Friday, where I did shade 14 and then I corrected it with shade 3. You could not tell at first how dark it was. This, let me shake it up, is shade 14 and I was starting my makeup with this one. That's not even the real color because I need to mix it up more, but guys, that's how forgiving the makeup is. So when this is the green color corrector, when you're going in to do the green color corrector, I'm doing it under my eyes. Green would be for redness. Hold on, let me get up. Get them, whatchamacallit, white. All right, so I have the green color corrector here now. There we go. Okay, and I sprayed some. All right. You can tell, right? You can tell that I've sprayed some, right? So that does not look green, right? Does it look green to you? Green is going to cover up redness. And so if you have redness, you probably have it here. Now, I wouldn't, if you have dark circles and redness and you want to use a color corrector, pick one. Don't do green where it's red and peach where you have the dark circles. Just pick one. Peach is going to be easier for you to use than green. But if you only have redness and maybe a little bit of dark circles, then use the green, okay? What you want to do is barely pull back on the trigger. Keep moving. And only go where you need it. If I don't have redness on my forehead, I'm not spraying my green color corrector there. If I only have redness here, I need probably 1 or 2 drops, correct it, and then I'm done, okay? Anything you put on before foundation is helping with coverage. With Luminess, you do not have to put it everywhere. That's another way we have to retrain our brains because we're not having to put it everywhere like we would with traditional makeup. With Luminess, I can hit those problem areas. I can hit those places where I need extra coverage, and then airbrush over it, and it blends everything out. Okay, so I have my green. This is how you want it to look. I can tell that there's some coverage. It does not look green. And then when I do my foundation on over that, I'm all one color. Get it? Okay. This is what you don't want to do. Hold on, I'm reading here. And then outside comes right here. Still on my face. Good. It does stay on. It does stay on. All right. Now, no, the Linda, the Prosecco, the free Prosecco that ends on Monday is only with our lip kits, which is the liquid lipstick. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to show you how not to do it. I'm green. I look like the Wicked Witch of the West. You do not want to see, and that I didn't even use all of it. You do not want to see the color. And guys, think about it. It's the same thing with the foundation. We don't want to see it go on. I can see that my face is green. So I don't want that. You are spraying way too heavy if you can see that it's green. Okay. Now, hold on. I'm cleaning it out so we can move to the peach. On the other hand, and if you're having the problem, if you're using green and you're like, ugh, I can't get this down, put a drop of your foundation in it, and you can still go in and cover it and then do full foundation over it if you need a little help in the beginning. Okay. But you do not want to look green. I feel like, hold on, I'm going to write, because I feel like if people are just tuning in, Flub Up Friday. Yay. I feel like, okay, there. I feel like I need to put this down, because if somebody comes up and like they're new, and they're like, what is she doing? That does not look good. I want them to know that I know. Okay, so yes, I do look green. Angela, dark veins on the neck. I would peach color corrector and foundation. So now I'm going to do the peach, and this will show you what a difference it is between the peach and the green, and why the peach might be a little easier than the green. I love both of them. And like I said, if you're only red, if you only have redness to correct, you're going to want to use the green. But just know that we have those little cheats, for you. Okay. So now I'm going to use it the correct way. And peach is for dark circles. It can be for dark veins. Remember, with the color correctors, you can look on a color wheel and see which one you need to use by looking at your issue. If you're red, if you look for the red, the opposite of red is green, and those are going to counteract each other. And so you'll want to use the opposite, okay? Or if it's easier, look at for the color corrector color. So if I'm using green color corrector, across from it is red, but also know it can help to the right or the left. Does that make sense? All right. So now this is the peach. I mean, come on. that looks amazing. I have a little dot there. I can go in and kind of hit that a little bit. Go in. Hey, Dawn. You get under my eye. Okay, that's the peach. Again, can't tell it's on. I can tell something's working, but I cannot see the makeup. That's, again, probably a little something hard to understand is you know something's working because it looks better than before you started, but you're not going to see the makeup. That's the most marvelous thing about Luminess and about airbrushing is that it's not going to look heavy or cakey. But sometimes that's hard to understand that I'm not going to see it go on, but yet I'm looking flawless. Remember, less makeup, less time, looking flawless. All right, so now I'm going to do it the wrong way. I'm spraying too hard. Okay, this is why peach is a little easier to use than the green. I sprayed it super, it is wet. Like if I put my finger there, can you see that? Okay, it's wet, but because of my skin tone, it's not going to show up as the green. Now I can tell there's a little bit of color there. I mean, you can see it. I'll do it a little bit more so you can see it. But the peach is going to look more flesh-like depending on your color than the green. Okay? Does that make sense? All right? Okay. So now I'm going to take my shade 3 and I'm going to airbrush over this. Number one, this step is way too much. So if I think this is right, obviously it would be the same color on both sides. But if I thought this was right, and then I'm airbrushing my foundation on over it, guys, that's traditional makeup. I mean, you're just putting it on way too thick. So I put my drops in. And I put way too many. Now, when you're airbrushing, guys, let's just go back to the basics real quick. You want to make sure that you're holding your stylus at least 4 finger widths away from your face. This is a great distance to be like in a good area. And then you want to keep moving. And I'm not talking just moving right here. I'm talking let's keep going. Let's keep going. Keep moving. I don't have to race, but I want to keep moving. The other thing you're going to want to practice is pulling back on this trigger. Now, when you first get a system, do water and a paper towel or a color that isn't your color, and do it on a piece of paper or construction paper, something a little thick that has some texture, and you can practice that way. Put water in here and do the movements. Work on pulling back on that trigger around your face. Your face should look glistening, but not dripping wet. Okay? That's the other thing you want to practice on. So, if I start at my forehead, and if I'm pulling back, and I'm too close, you can even hear I mean, I could probably write my initial in this. If you're too close, guys, it is so precise. You could, if I was doing the wrong color, you could see me. I could write my name. When you're doing this, and if you did it on a paper towel and you got closer and pulled back too hard on that trigger, you'll see how precise the makeup, the spray is, how precise it can be. And I'm going to do eyes in just a minute too. How are we on time? Okay. And I can even color this, but guys, think about how many passes this green, the peach covered, but again, watch. Hello, fingerprint. I mean, you can see, and you guys see me touch my face all the time after I airbrush the right way, and you can't see it on my hand. This, you can. So if I wanted to go in, I mean, it's going to take a lot of passes to cover up that green. And you're going to have to spray heavy. So obviously it's starting to cover here a little bit, but you're not going to get it to look right. It's just going to look crazy. And you're going to come back here to our live chat and go, Heather, it does not do what it says it's going to do. I look like the Wicked Witch of the West. Blah, 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 blah. Because you're not putting your makeup on to airbrush. You're putting your makeup on as traditional makeup. That is not what we want to do. I mean, it would take me forever to try to cover that. Let's be real. Okay? So look. So that is not what we want. I'm going to take this off. Ugh, because it feels disgusting. So if you are spraying your makeup and it feels sticky, it feels wet, it leaves a fingerprint, know that you are doing one of those things incorrectly. Watch the distance from the stylus to your face. Pull back less on the trigger. Okay? Yes, it does make your flaws stand out. I'm going to take the liner off too. Pull back less on the trigger. Make sure you are moving. Because a lot of times, because we're still thinking about traditional makeup, we're like, oh, I got to cover that right there. And you're concentrating. No. I need to cover that. Okay, I'll come back to it. Oh, yeah, okay. You want to come back to it, but not stay there and cover it. Woo. Okay, so now, okay, exactly, Rosemary. She says, it makes me look wrinkled, LOL, and I'm not wrinkly. I tried and tried. So, Rosemary, you're doing exactly what I'm telling you not to do. As far as you're spraying too hard. And again, people are like, Heather, I'm not spraying too hard. 9 times out of 10, if I was going to come over to your house and watch you airbrush, 9 of you, I would have to tell you to pull back less on the trigger. Remember, you do not want to see it come out. If you get a mirror, if you're like, I don't know what, Heather drank too much caffeine, she is not making sense, there's nothing coming out, because when you're spraying, I want you to question whether or not it's coming out. And if you do, then spray the mirror. Pull back where I'm telling you to, where you're like, Heather drank too much coffee, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Come back here and spray a mirror and you'll be able to see it. Okay? Oh, yes. I'm like reading making sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Okay. Exactly. You're not, that's what I used to say all the time. You are not painting a fence, guys. You are not painting a fence. Think of it as little dots going all over your face. And actually, let me do this. It's like little dots going all over your face. And so you're filling in those dots. And so it's not layers, it is passes. And so that's why it does work with your skin. So you just keep going until you get that coverage that you want. Here I have a white piece of paper and I have shade 14 in here. If I'm too close, look how precise, guys. Look how precise I can be. Okay? That's not wet. It's right there. If I was this close and went, look at that. Same distance, but how I'm spraying makes the difference. Now I'm 4 finger widths away. Actually, I'm not going to move. I'll show you. That was 4 finger widths away. That's what you're getting. If I'm 4 finger widths away and pull back too much on the trigger, that's what I'm getting. You want this. You want that. Lightly pull back on that trigger. If I'm 4 finger widths away, I'm pulling back the correct amount on the trigger and I'm moving my hand. That's what I'm getting. If I'm pulling back too hard and not the right distance, but pulling back too much on the trigger and not moving enough, that's what I get. Does that make sense? That shows you how important pulling back on that trigger is. Is that making sense? All right, I'm gonna do eyes real quick so we can move on. I'm gonna do some eyeshadow in here. Okay, so when I'm doing eyes and I come up here, it always tickles my lashes at first. And I'm putting this on. I can see it a little bit, but now I'm going to move over here. If you are spraying again where it's too heavy, and it looks like that, that is not what you want. It'll look like I have a black eye right now. Okay? Oh, yay! Okay, good. Good, good, good. That's why doing that on a piece of paper does make sense, because you actually can see it. Okay? Now, this might be a little wet because I'm only doing it in this area. So you can take your finger off the trigger and dry it. But guys, come on, if you're doing it this way, that's going to be gross. So again, with the eyeshadow, you need to, it's still about making passes. It's still about, you know, going in there, going back and forth, because you don't want it to look like that. It is not that difficult. You saw on the piece of paper how easy it is and how precise it is. So it's only going where you point it. All right? All right, guys, that is all for Flub Up Friday. I'm coming back. I'm coming back at 2, and I will be doing, hold on, I had to get my hands free, 2000 makeup. So we're going to be doing makeup that we did in 2000, early 2000. So, woo, need to cover these dark circles. All right, so we'll be back to, yay, we'll be back to do that at 2. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, Rosemary, please don't give up. I'm so glad. Please come back. No, guys, I am here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10, 11, most of the time 3, and then at 2 on Fridays. I'm here for you. I want you to utilize me. You can always go back and watch the videos on Facebook. So please, please, please keep tuning in. I promise you will learn. This will become second nature to you. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I even struggled with this. But like Cindy, I think a few people were saying, or Dawn, do 7-day challenge. Use it 7 days in a row. Every time you use this, even for me, every time I use this, I don't know which spell, I learn so much. So anytime you have that in your hand, you are going to learn. All right, guys. See you. Oh, Keisha, thank you. Keisha's like, I love Luminess. All right, come back at 2 Central Time, and we will do our 2000 look. All right, talk to you soon. Bye for now.